Bonjour! Bonjour!
No. Time for bladder check.
Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Attack on Titan Season 3, Episode 3. Yesterday I watched the two first episodes of the Season 3, the episodes 1 and 2. If you want to see my reaction videos about that, I'm gonna put the links into the eye. Oh, yo, yo. Maybe I'm a little tired, maybe. Just so you know, I want to talk about it during this intro, about the subtitles. I'm gonna talk about it once and for all, so stop commenting about the subtitles each time. Like, I have already some viewers who are obsessed with the subtitles. I want to tell you guys that I'm trying my best to find subtitles which are going with the videos that I have, because I can't watch these videos on Netflix. For me to watch the anime with the Japanese audio and the English subtitles, it's impossible, you know, on Netflix. So I'm forced to find the episodes another way, you know, and I did it. So I have also to check to take the good subtitles, like right there for this season 3. I tried 5 or 6 different subtitles, you know, and really it was different files. I tried that for the episode 1, so 6 different files. Each of these files had a different translation for almost like half of the sentences. Like half of the sentences were the same for each of these translations, and half of the sentences were different. Not totally different, but you know, the words used and all of that were different. So guys, you watched this anime with a certain translation. Maybe I'm not gonna have the same one, but I can't, you know, watch it with all of the different translations that you guys had. I found one which is good for me, which is going well with me because of how they are naming stuff, you know, about some words that they are using and all, like it's fitting well, better with how I like also to have languages, you know, being translated. I don't like simple versions of stuff. Like I saw one of the translation which was really like the most simple version that you can have. It was almost like really just the transcript of the English version, maybe, like calling Kenny the sheriff in town. No. And you know, I'm saying that I did that job for the season 3, but I also did it for the season 2 that you are watching right now on my channel, and you are making comments right now on my channel about the translations, the subtitles. Once and for all, I tried at least 5 or 6 different versions for the subtitles. I checked which one was the most accurate and also the one which was pleasing me the most according to how I love stuff to be translated, how I love language, you know, to sound, to be written and all of that. I don't want a simple version, I don't want just the transcript of the English version, I don't want stuff like that. So that's why I have these translations, and because of all of these different translations of the Japanese version, surely you watched it with different subtitles. It's okay, we're gonna deal with that, it's gonna be okay, as long as they are not making terrible mistakes with the translations. I think that we can all be okay with that. That's it! I needed to talk about it, you know, because really each time people are like, oh no, that sentence, it was supposed to be that word and not that word. And me reading that comment, I'm like, does it change something really about the intention behind that? And you know that you are watching one translation, but in fact you can have 10 translations of that same sentence and it's okay. Okay, about Attack on Titan, I watched the 2 first episodes yesterday. That was really great. I'm really excited about this new season. I have the impression that things change into it. I mean, we had a time jump, but I think that it was not such a long time jump. The characters changed, I said it physically, I have the impression that they changed, like they are growing up. That's great. But I have the impression that maybe also the intention of the writers is different. We are more focused on Eren and on Historia, and we are feeling that already with the opening credit and the credit at the end, which are focused on these two characters mainly, like they are showing us flashbacks about these two characters. And for now, the story itself was also focused on these two characters, about them being forced to hide because the military police, they are chasing them, the Survey Corps, what they are doing to the Survey Corps, to Erwin, like, that's terrible, really. You don't want them to tell the truth, to discover the truth, and after that to tell it to everyone. The story was focused on that. After that it was focused on their kidnapping, on Levi fighting for them. Oh, Levi, I love him so much. And how he fought during the last episode, he was so impressive. Yes, I'm really a fan of this character. He's really the character that I love the most. The fact that I draw him twice already on my Patreon can prove that. Maybe. Okay, so I was saying that the story was focused on Eren and Historia. That's the case. I think that it's totally logical with the fact that we're still discovering what Eren can do as a Titan, why he can be a clever Titan like that, all of the story around the Titans, how they are created, and the fact that Eren is a coordinate, that he can control the Titans, what we discovered at the end of the season 2, like we have so many stuff to do with Eren, that's logical, he is the main character of this show. But for Krista, Historia, it's really taking her now as one of the main characters by putting her like that on the front line, and by also that reveal of the fact that she is a real successor of the throne. It didn't surprise me so much because the fact that they were all after that girl and saying that she was so important, like we had some things about the fact that maybe we needed to discover more about her and the noble family that she was coming from. Maybe, you know, something interesting could come from that, so to discover that that noble family is in fact the real king's family, it's logical. I'm wondering about the fact that she is a real successor of the throne, and during that flashback we discovered that Ymir was taken to be the successor of the king. And you know, when I said that during the review, I was a little confused because I was like, no, Historia, it's inside of the walls, Ymir, it was outside of the walls. But we had also Reiner and Bertolt saying that they need to come back to take Annie and Historia back home. So maybe in fact Historia, she's a real successor of the throne outside of the walls. That's why they want to have her back, and that's why they put her right there inside of the walls, because she's an illegitimate kid and all of that. Huh? I thought about it. The fact that she told them, you know, Historia, she told all of the new Levi squad all of her story during that time jump and we didn't see it. I don't appreciate that because I don't want them to know stuff that we don't know yet. As viewers, I don't want them to suddenly talk about things that we are supposed to know and we were gonna be like, what? What does it mean, all of what you're saying? I mean, all of Historia, childhood, how it happened, like, was she aware of the fact that she is a kid of that person? Since when? How did it happen? Her mother, all of that. She surely said all of that to these guys and we didn't see it. That's a little bad. We'll see. I really loved the fact that she talked like that with Eren about the fact that now she's really herself. She's not hiding anymore behind that fake smile. So that's why I'm really trying my best to name her Historia and not Krista anymore, because she's really herself, Historia, so I have to name her like that. But that's rough, you know, I have to concentrate sometimes to really say her name. Okay, I'm gonna stop this intro right now. Let's go for this episode 3. Remember that on my Patreon you can have the episodes earlier. We have 5 episodes of advance. 5 episodes of advance. It's really a lot. It means that right now we are at the episode 8 or 9, I'm not sure. That's a lot. If you can be interested by that, with an extended or full reaction part, I put a lot of full reaction part for Attack on Titan for the season 2. For the last episode, it's insane how many full reaction parts I put. And the extended reaction part, it's clearly better no matter what to the version that you have right now on YouTube, which is great no matter what, but still it's better to have the extended reaction part because right now on YouTube I'm forced to cut, you know, every 5 seconds of a scene to play with the opacity and all. So if you want to enjoy more the video without all of this cut, the extended reaction part is there for that. And if you can't join me on Patreon, it's like that, you know, I'm not gonna blame you, I can totally understand that. You can still support me right now on YouTube by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting. To be totally honest with you, it's not helping me that much with YouTube right now, but little by little, you know, it's gonna help. At least that's one of my wish for this year. And that's why I created also that Patreon, you know, for you to really have a place to support me, because here on YouTube you can, but you're more supporting YouTube in fact than me. It's like that. Let's go for this episode 3. No deaths during the 2 first episodes. Today I'm gonna watch 2 episodes. Maybe some reveals, but not deaths, please. We'll see. I'm not so sure of myself saying that. With Attack on Titan, we never know. I was talking about it during the intro. An entire episode maybe about it. Cool, very cool. That's your mom? Going to see the king? Oh! Oh! Really? Because she knows that you exist? Oh, you were rejected, like rejected, it's not even a word strong enough to define that. 5 years later. For real? Why? That's awful, like they forced you, both of you, to not recognize your daughter? No! No! You were blaming her to exist, like saying I should have killed you? Her first and last words for you were that? He saved you in a way, but didn't know before that you existed? You're telling her also. According to Dr. Yeager, it's Eren who has to do that. And let's go to where all began. He did because you did. You didn't, but they said you did. Yep. Uh-huh. He's not the real king, so that's okay. No. And she don't be like that. Surely. You know that you're gonna be replaced, but it didn't sound like that, it sounded more than that. I remember this one. Yep.
ライナーたちの仲間なら、それは巨人化の能力を有した人間だ。巨人がその能力を持つ人間を。
That's my theory, but why do you think that because of that Eren is going to be eaten?
先日の戦いで、ライナーは逃げたエレンに巨人を投げつけたという操れるというエレンの叫びの力を。
What?
他の巨人に移そうとしたんじゃないか。
You think that he can transmit that power?
もし王政が巨人を持っていれば、エレンはそいつに食われるだろう。
Ah.
お前が取り乱したところで、奴らがエレンを返してくれるわけじゃねえ。エルヴィン団長、ピクシス司令がお見えです。司令だ。はい。
Pixies? Are you still a little with us? Pixies, like, you seemed like a good ally.
手紙は読ませてもらった。わしなりの考えも持ってきた。我々はウォールマリア奪還のため、王政を打倒します。
It's dangerous. You wrote that somewhere? Erwin, that's so dangerous if someone is finding that later.
そしてその時が来れば、わしも王に銃口を向けねばなるまいと。
Duty?
今回の計画において、武力を行使するつもりはありません。お聞かせ願おうか。そのような方法があり得るのか。
You're an ally, Pixies.
どうも私は爆中地のようです。頼りは間もなく来るはずです。
I'm searching, you know, if he can betray us, if I can read an expression, something. Was a teacher? The professor that... Who talked about that professor? Maybe it was him? Yep. You're really surprised. Yes! But so quickly, like... It seems like a good idea, a really good idea, but... It seems too easy and... I don't know. Like you're killing the king to place her as the queen, or just you're gonna say that she's the real queen, next queen. Oh, Erwin. Thank you, but you're not gonna die, or you're not gonna... Oh, Erwin, I need you to stay alive.
リーブス商会の会長。それは王政からのエレン引き渡し命令を回避するため。
You're gonna put the blame on the Survey Corps for that?
現在エレンを連れて逃亡中と思う。うまい話を考えた。ではここに同胞への重大な違反を認め、全調査兵の身柄を拘束する。
Say something. You were there. You saw what happened to your dad. You're arresting all of them. He did. No.
あらゆる手を尽くした。行くあてのない人々を支援し、復興を目指した手によってその思いがついた。この胸を私が必ず。人類は巨人から身を守るため壁の中に逃げ込み、
You're the guy from the flashback that we saw, but you're the guy at the end of season 2, you know, on the Beast Titan? It was dangerous for him. It was the case. Are we sure that he's not still alive and out on that Beast Titan? A system, they are trying to make the system continue to work like that. You were a kid, you didn't know. Okay. That's why you reacted like that at the end of the season 2. Not because you knew the truth, one truth that your dad thought, you know. It's insane. It's awful. I love how you are thinking. I did in the trees? This season so far, you know, with these 3 first episodes, is so more political, you know, than the 2 other ones. Really, the 2 other ones, we were with Eren and his friends, and he was discovering his power, we were discovering what was happening, we were beginning to have clues about the Clever Titans, the other ones, Reiner, Bertolt. Like, it was really just our guys and what is happening to our guys, things happening around them. When now, for this season, since the beginning of this season, the world, you know, of the anime is expanding. Like, when before that, during the 2 first seasons, it was only with the narrator telling us the story, with Armin, that we were discovering political decisions, that we were understanding things, you know, how things are working into that society with the king, with all of that. It was just by the voice of the narrator, but we didn't see it or them. Really, like, for this season, really it feels more political, it feels like we are close to the power and we are trying to understand the power, and it's really well because it's going with my theory that I have since so many times now, that this organization is inside and outside, and that inside it's active agents, you know, spies, like for the Clever Titans that we had with Annie, with Reiner, with Bertolt, but it's also people at the power, political, religious, military people like that, everywhere, who are maybe more deciding stuff. So to be close to the power during this season, to discover about the king and the real royal family, to discover how it happened also for Historia, really it feels more like it's important for the story, for all of the mysteries around that story, all of what we need to discover about that town and all of these mysteries, but also like it's a political anime also, and it's going with my theory of the fact that that organization is doing all of that. I mean, the Titans, to send stupid Titans to this town, for me, it's because of the fact that they wanted people to stay inside, and after that they sent Clever Titans because there were too many inside, so they needed to kill some people, you know, they didn't have enough resources and all. And for me, all of the Titans, where it is behind creating the Titans, all of the kind of Titans, for me it's a political decision, it's a demographic decision, it's something like that, it's something political. So to be close to the power and to discover that they are doing stuff like that, it's going well with my theories. But at the same time, they are saying stuff, they are using words which are not destroying my theory, which are not confirming it neither. In a way, I have the impression that I'm close to the truth, but I'm also missing something so important that I'm far away from the truth. I'm not sure that I'm clear with that, like... Okay, two things. We had two important flashbacks during this episode. One with Historia. The fact that I said during the intro that I was a little sad that we didn't see her telling her story to the guys, like they talked about it during the previous episode, but we didn't see it, and I was afraid of maybe, you know, we would miss an information that they know. That's it. She told us also her story. That's great. That was an awful story. Her mother never considered her. Like it was a mistake of her life, the fact that she had Historia and that she couldn't kill her. The first words and the last words that she said to her daughter, no, it was not even her daughter, like to Historia. She never considered her as a daughter, and she never considered her no matter what. Like, you can't even say that she rejected her. At this point, it's not just a rejection, it's... She despised you, she hated you, she hated the fact that you were alive, she hated the fact that you exist. She was a mistress, your dad, but no, like she called him master. She was used. She was not in love, you know, calling him master like that, and how they treated her, and he didn't react, we didn't see him being sad or in pain. Like, she was close to a sex slave at this point. Maybe not that much, but still, she was taken away all of the nights. She hated the fact that she had an illegitimate kid that much, and saying that it was her biggest mistake, that she was not connected with you, calling him master like that and all. That was really awful. Your dad, I don't know at which moment he knew about your existence. I'm not sure of that, because she went away, your mother, during 5 years, and after that she came back with your dad. Your dad wanted to take you with him. These guys, you know, they are the military police, no? They intervened, saying that it was not okay, that these two, they needed to be killed, and in fact they just killed your mother but not you. An awful story. And really, Historia, now we can understand more the fact that yes, no one wanted you to be alive. Your existence was denied since the beginning by your mother, by your father, by everyone. You never existed for anyone, so that's why she had trouble to exist also for herself. You know, all of these conversations that she had with Ymir, and the fact that Ymir thought that they were the same, that they had the same background, that they never existed for themselves. Now we can understand why, that parallel. Your dad, after that, saying that he's sorry about what? About what part of Historia's story are you sorry? Because clearly you can be sorry for all of her life, for all of what happened to her. But you are telling her now that she is part of the royal family. Okay, after that, Erwin discovered it and wants to put her as the queen. Why not? But your plan seems too easy. Like, I'm gonna attack the king, or I'm just gonna say that she's a real queen, we're gonna put her as the queen and everything is gonna be resolved. No, Erwin, it's not that simple. I don't know why during that moment I was suspicious about Pixies. I really don't know why, because he didn't give me any reasons to be with what he said or how he said it. None of his reactions seemed suspicious, but maybe in fact it was because I was more worried of the fact that Erwin wrote that somewhere, like it can be a proof against you, Erwin, it's so dangerous for you to write something like that, but it means also that you believe into Pixies that much. I don't know why I was suspicious like that against Pixies. Maybe because we don't know a lot about him except for the fact that he had some good moments, good speeches into the past. He's drinking a lot also. But except for that... Angie, you're gonna be the next commander? Oh. Erwin, you're not gonna die for sure. And Angie, you're gonna be the next commander, but of what? They're arresting all of the survey cops. This entity, you know, don't exist anymore, so you're the commander of nothing for now. Oh guys, they're gonna go after Historia and Eren, that's great. Oh, that flashback with Erwin, your dad, he was the teacher that, I think that it was Kenny, who talked about that teacher sooner during one of the 2 first episodes, saying that he had to intervene. But even during that moment, during the 2 last episodes, we didn't see that teacher being killed. Right there you are in front of his grave, but you know my rule. Body count, eyes closed. If I don't see that, the person is not dead. Are we sure that this guy, this teacher is dead? Because right there, but also during the moment, during the first or the second episode, I had the impression that this guy looked like the guy at the end of the season 2, the one who was on the Beast Titan. And the fact that he said this story to Erwin, can it be possible that your dad, Erwin, is that guy on the Beast Titan? He created the Beast Titan, maybe? Like, he's the one against the organization? It could... Oh, with what he told you about the government inside of this society, acting like that, lying about the world outside and all, it could work. Erwin, you need to stay alive to meet your dad again. If I'm right with that. Maybe it's just because of the fact that, you know, blonde hair, glasses, that's it. Now I'm gonna believe that it's him. Okay, so we had these 2 important flashbacks. We had this moment with Historia and our dad. We had this discussion between Erwin and Pixies. The fact that you're putting the blame on the survey cops for this death, you know. And you, the son, can't you tell the truth? You were there to see it. They're turning the people, you know, everyone against the survey cops. It's so bad. You don't need the survey cops anymore. You don't need people to defend you against the Titans. To fight like that? You're not afraid of the Titans anymore? Oh, and I didn't think of that, you know. I mean, all of these discussions between Bertolt and Emil, I talked about it a lot, you know, about the fact that a Titan, a stupid one, eating someone who can be a clever Titan, it's making that person also a clever Titan. I talked about it a lot, but I never thought that maybe the organization, they would want a stupid Titan to eat Eren, so that stupid Titan would become like Eren, would become the new coordinate. I never thought of that. It didn't happen to Eren, it didn't eat the previous coordinate. You know, the fact that Reiner or Bertolt said that he doesn't remember. No, I really don't want to believe that, because again, Armin, and also all of these people, they saw Eren growing up. Like, there is no moment where the boy was missing. And I'm gonna see that right now because I'm gonna watch one more episode. But it's all for you for today, and it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine?
Hey.